I know, speaking glowingly of Cardi B, well, this isn't really glowingly. She just happens to be attached to this story in like a 2-week stretch twice. This is the second fucking time. I can't believe this. Seems to be dangerous to my health, but the only reason I bring this up, it's just patently absurd on the face of it, but it is a lawsuit, and there was something hilarious that was admitted to it, and the fact that a millionaire is going to be receiving even more money, but it comes from a good place. Somebody who's actually dumber than fucking Cardi B. There was a libel lawsuit that was going out there, okay? Because some YouTuber out there, Tasha K, I don't know, she has over like 1 million subs on this fucking disheveled platform. She was out there just saying patently wrong fucking things, patently, provably provable lies, rather. She was making money off of that, and it was, well, it was a pretty cut and dry defamation case, especially when the person being slapped with the defamation case hops up on the stand to give her side of the story and says, yes, I know they were lies and I said them anyways. You can't do that. You fucking idiot. It's really hard to defame somebody as famous, such a public figure such as Cardi B. This sounds so fucking absurd, and I wouldn't be talking about this if this wasn't so fucking hilarious. But for somebody that popular, okay, it's really hard, okay? The threshold to amount to any sort of public damage to somebody who sang a song about their fucking dripping wet pussy, to make such grandiose statements that would defame her character, seems like a pretty high bar. But when you know that they're lies and you know that some of them are crimes, you're an idiot for announcing that on the stand. And then, yeah, you get slapped with a multi-million-dollar decision. It sucks to suck. Cardi B has spoken out after being awarded $4 million total for winning a federal libel case against blogger Tasha K. B better than K, I guess. Wow, she actually looks like a regular-sized human being in that picture. Tasha claimed that Cardi worked as a prostitute. That's a crime and one of the elements for defamation. And contracted sexually transmitted infections, which speaks to her character, and then just takes it down as well. Something Cardi fiercely denied, and also submitted a clean STI test. So no, she doesn't have herpes, which Tasha K allegedly said multiple times. There's like 20 videos on her channel. Some of the most popular ones have 4 million views that are on there. They're all still up on her channel, which is fucking absurd, but whatever. After almost 4 years of repeated libel and slander against me, now she can say that because she got to preferential judgment. Being able to walk away from this victorious brings me great happiness. Congratulations. Cardi, 29 years old, told People. I appreciate Judge Ray for conducting a fair and impartial trial. Fair enough. Nice, sweet, to the point. You look like a fucking bird. I don't think anybody took you seriously. But more about this. I'm grateful for the jury and the careful deliberations over the past 2 weeks. I am profoundly grateful for the hard work and support of my legal team. Most importantly, thank you to my family and close friends who held my hand and helped me get through the support I needed during this experience. Yeah, whatever. Among other allegations, Tasha accused Cardi of having worked as a prostitute and contracted sexually transmitted illnesses in the process. I guess that's the updated version of STDs. Whatever, don't care. Cardi testified during the trial that the claims against her left her suicidal. I don't care. In her victory statement, after the public has now learned about the darkest times in my life, which was fueled by vile, disgusting, and completely false narratives that were repeatedly and relentlessly being shared online. And yeah, like I said, this Tasha K lady, she apparently has like a fairly large following on multiple platforms. The only one I'm going to speak on is the YouTube channel, because that's one I know for sure. 1.6 million followers or something like that. So that's a large swath of people who can be weaponized in an active campaign against Cardi, theoretically, and that's what was alleged, and that's what led to the decision. So again, I wish that this courthouse had just caught on fire and then that's how this decision would be rendered, but it's just hilarious. I'm talking about legal cases all the time, so I figured to just kind of shift gears a little bit. A rap star whose debut album was called Invasion of Privacy. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything. Added, I thought I would never be heard or vindicated, and I felt completely helpless and vulnerable. And let me just twerk for you. I don't fucking know what's going on. I had never taken for granted the platform that my fame allows me to have, which is why for over 3 years I dedicated every resource I had to seek justice. How could anybody take you seriously looking like that? But that's a calm, rational individual who admitted to all of the crimes on the stand because she needed to tell her side of the story. Cardi then declared that the intentional harm that was done to me is done to countless others every day. That's fair. That's fair. She added, the only difference between me and the high schooler who is being cyberbullied is that, let's see where you go in this one, and lied on by their classmates is the money and resources I have access to. I guess. She continued, we collectively have, to say enough is enough. We can no longer be a society that turns a blind, I don't care. What was the decision that was rendered? Well, by triumphing in her case, Cardi has won over $4 million on Monday. Jury awarded Cardi $1 million in general damages, $250,000 for medical expenses. How many sticks did you have to piss on? How many swabs did you have to take? That's weird. On Tuesday, Tasha was ordered to pay in addition because she was also... That was just the settlement that she was awarded by the jury, as well as attorney's fee and punitive damages, which amounted to $1 million in punitive damages for herself, $500,000 in punitive damages through her company because, yes, her entire brand, okay, whatever it is, Cardi B TM, was slandered as well. And then $1.3 million in legal fees. So that the only difference between me and the regular high schooler getting cyberbullied is the amount of resource that I have access to. $1.3 million for her legal team. Okay. The 39. Wow. Okay. Normally I say black don't crack, but she looks terrible. 39-year-old blogger was sued by the hitmaker for defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. My feelings were hurt. After claiming in videos posted on her YouTube channel that Cardi had once worked as a prostitute. And again, there was I think everybody heard those stories that were around there as well, that later, I guess, Cardi disputed that she worked as a stripper. That part's not in dispute. But that she would drug men in the back room in order to steal their wallets or something like that. But I never seen anything was going as far as her actually, it being a prostitute. But I guess she was expounding on that. I don't really care. Just don't lie. Don't knowingly lie. I won't have to talk about this. Has suffered from drug abuse. I don't think anything she ever fessed up to any of that. It said that, yeah, she was a habitual cocaine abuser, which is ridiculous. Have you seen the size of her? I'd say maybe weed, but if you're going to go with coke, it's a big ask. And sexually transmitted diseases. Yes. Okay. Yeah. She had herpes and she doesn't have herpes. Truth is a pretty good defense to defamation. The lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of Georgia, where Tasha, who I guess is the proper name for Tasha K. I hate all of these people. Cardi sued the YouTuber back in 2019 for a campaign of slander she used and refused to take down the offending videos. So is that going to be a part of the settlement as well, taking down those videos? But in order to pay back that $4 million, she's probably going to need the views on those videos in order to pay shit back. False claims made were that the superstar rapper had contracted herpes and that she was regularly used cocaine while working as a prostitute. Wow. None of the aforementioned statements about the plaintiff are true, Cardi's legal team replied in her lawsuit filing. Plaintiff was never a prostitute or a user of cocaine. She might not have been a prostitute, but never used cocaine. Being a stripper in a club, come on now. But I guess you can't prove any of it. Plaintiff has never and does not now have herpes or has ever had herpes outbreak in her mouth. Ew, she was alleging that she had herpes in her mouth. I just thought that she had it in her crotch. That sucks. Latasha, after the verdict on Monday, posted on Twitter, my husband, attorneys, and I fought really hard, and I want to thank them for their long hours and sleepless nights. Winos, it's only up from here. See y'all back in a few days. Back to work. Yeah, you got bills to pay, stupid. And just to cross the T's and dot the I's on this one, I just wanted to provide everything that I was saying, okay? Provide the receipts, because I just don't make outlandish claims. I don't want to be sued by anybody, of course. Not that I would be. I don't nearly have competitive platforms because that's what's really happening here. You have somebody who is just about, okay, or at least enough, or has enough support, or is popular enough to really inflict any sort of long-lasting damage on somebody else. That's the only reason why this lawsuit was brought up in the first place, because if it was just somebody with a couple dozen followers making a few salacious videos, nothing would ever come from this. But like it says here, the jury's verdict Monday concluded a 2-week federal trial during which Cardi B testified that she had experienced extreme anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation due to Kibi's claims. That's Tasha K, Tasha K's real name, by the way. Those claims included that Cardi B worked as a prostitute, contracted herpes, used cocaine, and cheated on her husband. Oh, that's a new one. Kibi reportedly admitted in court that she had knowingly published lies about the rapper, but attempted to walk that statement back when her attorneys examined her, tried to rehabilitate her on cross-examination, or I'm sorry, redirect rather. Ultimately, jurors sided with Cardi on all three claims of defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. So she admitted she lied. And then her lawyers are like, no, you didn't admit that at all whatsoever. It's like, no, I knew exactly what I was saying, and I said it, and I'll say it again, God damn it, because I got kids to feed. Really do hate to see it, but yeah. Hey man, as much as I don't care about Cardi, nobody should be defamed like that. And defamation is awfully hard to prove. It's a high bar out there, but sometimes this shit happens, and it looks like the right decision was made. And hopefully that's the last time I ever have to talk about a modern day musician, if you can even call Cardi B that. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Why don't you follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.